Tonight on your 5 News at 10, President Biden approves a disaster declaration for storm-battered California, and another system is already on its way. Plus, MLK celebrations continue today all over the state, and here at home there was a memorial service. We'll tell you all about it later in the show. The News Where You Live starts now.
Covering news where you live. This is 5 News at 10.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us this Sunday night for your 5 News at 10. I'm Micah. Now, President Biden approved a disaster declaration for California, providing federal aid following a series of powerful storms. Rain, wind, and snow have battered the state again this weekend, with another system on its way. CBS's Danya Backus reports from Los Angeles, where people are bracing for even more destructive weather. All right, we're stepping outside, taking a look at our forecast here at home. Thankfully, we're not dealing with that. Here's a live look in Bacola from Choctaw Casino. But Matt, we got to talk about the wind. Matt, what is up with that? It was blowing super hard from when I woke up this morning to me going on my break. Are we going to expect that wind tomorrow?
We are. It may be a little wind coming up.
All right, Matt, thanks. Well, new tonight, a house fire in Fayetteville leaves one person dead. Yesterday morning, the Weddington Fire Department responded to a house fire in Weddington Woods. And when crews arrived, the home was engulfed in flames, blocking them from entering. Now, one person was able to escape, but another person reportedly died. Right now, there is no word on how the survivor is doing, and the names of the people involved have not been released. Now to this, questions continue surrounding the Biden administration about the classified documents discovered late last year and last week. James Comer, the newly appointed Republican chairman of the House Oversight Committee, sent a letter today to the White House chief of staff saying, in part, quote, given the serious national security implications, the White House must provide the Wilmington residents' visitor log.
Transparent.
Now on Thursday, Attorney General Merrick Garland announced the appointment of Robert Hur, a former U.S. attorney for the District of Maryland, as a special counsel to investigate this matter. Meanwhile, CBS's Face the Nation host Margaret Brennan spoke with Representative Chris Stewart on the program this morning. They spoke about Representative George Santos, who was sworn in last Saturday in Washington, D.C. Now, Santos is currently under investigation by the Nassau County District Attorney's Office after it was revealed that he lied about nearly every part of his resume. The Republican lied about his heritage, education, and professional life when he campaigned and won his U.S. Congress seat.
I want to ask you about George Santos as you
Question.
And despite calls to resign and not take the oath of office, well, Santos does not show any signs of giving up his position. Now to this, 6,000 veterans die by suicide each year. Now that equates to about 125,000 veteran suicide deaths since 2001. Preventing it has become a top priority of the Biden-Harris administration, and well as the VA. 5 News reporter Jose Carranza shows us new care available for veterans in crisis, which starts this week.
Veteran News.
Jose, thanks. Now, there are a few steps that veterans can take ahead of Tuesday. Dyke says you can use a DD-214 to show that you are a veteran at any healthcare facility. You can fill one out at any VA or community-based outpatient clinic. You can also get that information online through the National Archives. Well, nearly all gun owners that use a stabilizing brace will have to register their weapon with the government or risk a felony. Now, this comes after a new rule Friday from the ATF, the national office that sets regulations for firearms. Rifles with the brace will now be classified as a short-barreled rifle. Now, this means once the rule is published, owners will have 120 days to register, destroy, or turn in the brace. The rule follows concern that people misuse the brace to shoot from their shoulder, believed to hold the power of a traditional rifle, but it is easier to conceal. The ATF says this will not impact braces that are designed for people with disabilities and cannot be shouldered. The new rule is expected to start this week. Well, the family of a man who died from dehydration and malnutrition while being held at the Sebastian County Jail has filed a lawsuit against the facility. The family of Larry Price Jr. filed the lawsuit in Fort Smith Federal Court on Friday. Price died at the Sebastian County Jail in August of 2021 after being held a little more than a year on a terroristic threatening charge. The lawsuit alleges that Price's mental health and medical needs were ignored. Well, tomorrow is the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, but celebrations across the state already kicked off this weekend. Last night, the Northwest Arkansas MLK Council hosted author, activist, and educator Dr. Cornel West for his 27th annual MLK Recommitment Celebration. The event was in person for the first time since the pandemic, and hundreds of people came together to continue Dr. King's tradition of serving the community. Attendees also enjoyed a night of entertainment and a presentation of scholarships and a fireside chat with Dr. Cornel West. Now, King celebrations, they don't end there. In the morning, the council will host a Freedom March, and Dr. West hopes to be a part of that.
If I'm in my right mind.
Now, Dr. West says he also wants the younger generation to continue to carry out Dr. King's legacy and tradition. And this afternoon, the Northwest Arkansas MLK Council continued its Martin Luther King Jr. celebrations with a memorial service. The council partnered with the Ice Cold Brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated and the beautiful women of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Now, the organizations host this event each year, with this year's theme being Disruptive Love, the foundation of the beloved community. University of Arkansas President for Agriculture DQ Fields was the keynote speaker. The event also featured a tribute for Dr. King, singing from the St. James Missionary Baptist Church Choir, along with other speakers. Now, the event ran for about an hour and a half from 3 to 4:30 p.m. The NWA MLK Council's president shares why this event and others that the organization hosts are so important.
Today's
And speaking of events, the NWA MLK Council is hosting several events tomorrow in Fayetteville, including its Dream Keepers Youth Breakfast at 8 a.m. The annual Freedom March will happen at 11 a.m. and a vigil is happening at noon featuring guest speaker and activist Dr. Cornel West. And in Fort Smith, starting at 7:30 in the morning, there will be an MLK Day breakfast and panel discussion. Then at 9:30 a.m., there will be a symbolic march around MLK Park. Now, for a full list of events where you live, including the dates and times as well as locations of these events, head over to our website, 5newsonline.com. The University of Arkansas is preparing to open its new Studio and Design Center. 5 News got a look inside the new facility this week. It's located off of MLK Boulevard in the Wingate Art and Design District. Soon, the new design building will offer the U of A's art majors studying there access to cutting-edge technology. Now, that's the same equipment that they'll be using when they graduate and pursue careers in fields like painting, drawing, and graphic design. They also hope that more programs being under one roof will encourage students to collaborate on projects.
The building being all together.
Now, anyone is invited to tour the building or stop by their new CAF starting this Tuesday. The building will open to the public from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays.
Dress for the day.
Temperatures are going to get colder. Micah, it looks like these 70s that we have for the next couple of days are not going to last forever.
That's why we got to get outside and enjoy them while we can. Matt, thank you so much. Well, coming up in sports, the tallest college football receiver in the nation is coming to play for the Hogs next season. Now, details on a big pickup for Arkansas next in sports.
Still mid-January, and we've had how many days with 70s? I mean, we've racked them up.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think it's cool when you get to show us kind of the 10-day forecast. You know, the 7-day forecast is what we all see, but the 10-day, you kind of get to see kind of like those larger trends, right?
Exactly, and you can see that trend. I mean, it just keeps going down. I think January is going to end up colder at the end than it started.
And that's why I'm not a fan of it. I forgot it was January. We had some nice weather.
Yeah, it makes you think, wait, what month is it?
I was like, is it March? I don't know.
It kind of feels like it.
I want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight for your 5 News at 10. Of course, we'll be back here tomorrow morning for your 5 News this morning, starting at 4:30 in the morning. We'll leave you with this shot in Fayetteville. Have a good night.